Alright guys, so I think it was nice for us to just make up a video about how we've been actually, building the studios. I did mostly with my hands and with a little help of my friends, but it took almost 3 years to do it. So a long time, but it was done with a lot of heart, and everything has been basically done with 4 basic materials: sheet rock, flam rock, you also call this rock wool, and then rubber, and of course wood. So with these 4 materials we basically made the whole studio, and of course we had an amazing acoustic engineer do all the drawings, and it's been quite a work, but in the video we are trying to pull in some of the pictures and small little video that we did during this time, building time. But especially I think the biggest challenge was to put those 2 amazing ATC SCM110ASL Pro speakers built in wall, Soffit mounted, as you can also say. So that was the biggest challenge, and you will see now how from the structure of the studio we were able to make it happen. Alright, so this is basically the final work. Has been really a commitment, but as you can see, the speakers is completely flashed to this panel. The amplifier is underneath, and so the amplifier is by itself, and then is connected properly to the speaker, and the speaker is basically floating over a first box and inner box of MDF, rubber and lead, which is also floating on some other decouplers on the second or first main box, which is the outside one. You can see that this is tilted. It's about 8.5 degrees, and it's tilted exactly so that the acoustic center of the speaker can go straight in the ears of the mixing engineer. It's amazing. The quality that we obtain with the sound is really amazing. Not only we have the best mid-range you could find today on the market, which is unbelievable. We have some amazing highs, but also the bass, which is like the big question about the ATC speakers. Oh, are they delivering bass? Well, when we took them off of the boxes and we just switched them on, we say, oh my god, what are these speakers? Where are the bass? We were shocked. We could not believe what we were hearing. But after we mount them in, it's just the day and night. Literally, I mean, you can hear the bass so well defined, so linear. There's no distortion. The way you go down easily to 30 Hertz, you can really hear everything. I think the look of the whole thing, it's really unbelievable. If you think we just built it with, by ourselves with some material that you can find everywhere. So we're very proud of that, and the result is amazing. And I hope we hope you're gonna enjoy the video. All right, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna take away all of the bolts and try to disconnect the front panel to the rear box of the speaker, so then we can make the proper holes and set it up in his new home over there. So the first step would be, you can come down here. We disconnected the back panel. This is the back panel of the speakers, and we just removed it. As you can see here, this box usually is for the back of the amplifier. So now the amplifier through a speak-on cable is connected here, and this is a start for the lights, for the overload lights. And so what we're gonna try to do is just from the back of the amplifier solder directly our new cable into this in order to have a straight, a better connection to the speakers. Ok, here we go. Questo però, aspetta, tieni qua. I take the camera, just a second. Okay, as you can see here, we are disconnecting the speakers from their cables, so we can eventually you see, remove the speaker. Here no, because they are soldered, so we slowly You see, we are slowly making them come from the back, where we have already desoldered them. You have to go all the way. There is this probably hot glue here, and then eventually we're gonna repass them back and re-glue it, because there should not be any air passing from the front to the back. So there's no shouldn't be hole in the speaker box. Stai registrando? Okay, now we just moved it, as you can see. This one we'll be passing them through, and therefore the LEDs. Then the amazing ATC tweeter mid-range has been disconnected here. This is the tweeter, and here we got the two woofers, 1 and 2. Now you can see the bus reflex here. That is not really a bus reflex, but let's call it bus reflex. Let's go. Now hole number 2. So basically, here we go. We have these 4 bells. 1, 2, 3, 4. They are kind of metal bells. They call the couplers. The couplers. And they're decoupling the sound basically. And so making the sound get interrupted. There's a metal bell, some rubber inside, and then some metal bell on the bottom. So basically these decouplers are connected to the MDF box, and then the MDF box is connected through other 4 decouplers to the pine tree box. So we have flam rock, heavy flam rock, and wood, pine wood on the outside. And then we have on the inside, we have MDF, rubber, and lead. And these decouplers here will make the speaker float. So we have a little bed of hard rubber to make the distance. And this is kind of the template for the speaker that will be like that. And then eventually will be flushed to the whatever we're gonna put here, like a frame of wood. And as you can see, we can use this one. As you can see, this frame will not, you see, it's flushed with the outside, so the speaker will be flushed. At the same time, it's not touching the MDF box. So the MDF box basically, it's floating on 4 bells, and the box and our speaker box will be floating inside the MDF box. So of course you cannot just put any decouplers. You need to calculate them. We have an amazing acoustic engineer that is calculating. This is special material that cut off certain frequencies. So this is done through calculations, and of course the room is important, the dimension, the volume, the kind of speaker you have, and so there's some engineering inside there. You cannot just put any decouplers you want, and this is all made so, if I understood correctly, all the energy of the sound will go towards the listener, and nothing will be actually being transmitted to the structure. So, time for the babies to go in your new home. Mwah! Proviamo. Andiamo con questo, poi alla fine questo lo solleviamo, lo stacchiamo dopo, tanto secondo me, spero, dovremo riuscirci, o no? Sì. Well, now we're gonna trim it with the millimeters, but as a first sight, seems really amazing. Really amazing. So the connection is done on the back. We got the 2 cables going on the back of the amplifier. apparently all set here. This one now we need to solder it to the LEDs, and then these connections are ready to go to the real speakers. And then we're gonna put it back, screw it back. Wow, unbelievable. Attenzione che si scivola in giù, bravo. Alright guys, do you know what is the best support for an Harrison 950? It's an MCI 528. So I'm sorry about this setup guys, but basically we are testing this amazing mixer which is unbelievable. And of course, in order to have it centered, you know, it's not at the right height of course, but instead of moving this we just put it on top. Don't worry, we have some rubber here, so it won't get a scratch, but it's just a, you know, quick fix to really test the mixer, and it's amazing. Anyway, it's just a joke because you probably say what's happening, but we want just to thank you for watching this video. Hope you know, you're gonna support us. We're just a group of independent producers, mixing engineers, mastering engineers, and we own a catalog of lounge music. We are specialized in lounge music. You know, the kind of lounge that you hear on a beach, you know, facing the sunset with a nice drink in your hands, and you know, it's kind of that Balearic lounge with a little deep and tech touch. So that's what we do. So thank you for supporting us. Thank you for maybe subscribing, and that would be really nice. Send you a big hug and catch you soon.